Day 34, Exodus chapter 13, 14 and 15. Welcome. And if today is your first time with us, we are happy you stayed to listen. Remain blessed. The whispers we share today remind us that there are moments in life when change finally happens. You prayed, you waited, you endured, and then suddenly something shifts. We will begin from here. Today, in the month of Aviv, you are leaving. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. For the Israelites, this wasn't just a calendar date. It was a declaration, a line drawn between slavery and freedom, between who they were and who they were becoming. And maybe that's where you are right now, standing at the edge of something new, excited, relieved, and quietly afraid. God marks moments. So we don't forget who did it. He says, "It will be like a sign on your hand and a symbol on your forehead that the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his mighty hand." God knew something about human nature. We forget fast. We forget how desperate things were. We forget who helped us. We forget the prayers we cried when no one was watching. So God said, "Mark this. Let it shape what you do, your hands. Let it shape how you think, your mind." Freedom is sustained by remembrance. If you don't remember who brought you out, you'll start believing you did it yourself. Or worse, you'll romanticize the slavery you escaped. God's presence doesn't take breaks. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. It never left. Not when they were confident, not when they complained, not when they were confused. Day and night, God stayed visible. God's presence is not seasonal. You may feel unsure. You may feel spiritually dry. But God doesn't abandon people mid-journey. Just because you don't feel him doesn't mean he stepped away. Then this verse. But why? If they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God deliberately chose the longer route. Not because he enjoyed delay, but because he understood readiness. God prioritizes your survival over your speed. Some battles you're praying away are battles God is protecting you from. You want the shortcut. God wants your faith intact. If God took you the fastest way, you might break under pressure and run back to what he rescued you from. God sometimes tells you to camp in confusing places, and this made no sense strategically. Behind them, Egypt. In front of them, the sea. No escape route. God may position you where escape is impossible, so trust becomes inevitable. Some situations feel like traps, but they are stages for revelation. God wasn't confused. He was setting the scene. When panic sets in, Moses cries out to God, and God responds with a surprising question. "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on." This isn't God being harsh. This is God being practical. There are moments when prayer must turn into obedience. You've prayed enough. You've analyzed enough. Now, step forward. Faith is not always loud worship. Sometimes faith is movement while afraid. God can disarm your enemy without you touching them. He jammed the wheels of their chariots so that they had difficulty driving. No swords, no human effort. And the enemy admits, "Let's get away." The Lord is fighting for them. God can exhaust what is chasing you. Not every battle needs confrontation. Some battles end with God slowing down what once overwhelmed you. As the people sing the Song of Moses, they realize that it wasn't partial freedom. It was final, because when God delivers, he doesn't leave loose ends. What he removes completely. The chains that held you, they don't get the final word. However, just because you're free doesn't mean you won't get thirsty. 3 days later, 3 days, the people find bitter water. And Moses cries out again. The Lord showed him a piece of wood, and the water became fit to drink. The water didn't disappear. It was transformed. God doesn't always remove bitterness. He redeems it. The thing that hurt you may become the thing that strengthens you. Finally, they came to Elim, where there were 12 springs and 70 palm trees. enough water, enough shade, enough rest. God plans rest as intentionally as struggle. Elim was not accidental, it was recovery. If you are seeking God today, if you feel like you're between Egypt and the sea, if the road feels longer than expected, take heart. God knows where He is leading you. God knows what you're not ready to face yet. God knows when to say move and when to say rest. And just like then, He hasn't left His place in front of you. Take a moment to listen, then ask yourself quietly, where am I on this journey right now? Am I stepping out, standing still at the edge of the sea, or resting under the palm trees at Elim? What might God be protecting me from by not taking me the shortest route? And where is He inviting me to move forward in trust instead of fear? Shalom.